So we'll get this started. Okay. Okay. Good morning. Thank you for coming today. This is a website workshop, and Bruce is going to be videoing it, so we can put it on Facebook Express and on the website. So this is what our website looks like, slroa.com. If you're not already on it, you would click in the very far corner there under register. And then it would take you through a series of asking you to fill in your resident type, your name. So wherever there is a star, we ask that you fill that in. And it's really important that you provide your email address, because that's going to be your login into the website. So it'll go through this series. You'll put your name, your address, your stump number, your post office mailbox, your cell phone if you want to, your northern address. And we ask for that because if ever we needed to do something, a mailing, we can always pull the information off the website. And then it will ask you, I'm not a robot, so you're going to fill that in. And then you'll click continue. Right. So once you click continue, it's going to go to our Terry Ruff for review to make sure that you've completed it properly. We do need to know if you are an owner or a renter, because Statute 720 changed January 1st of 2025. So the summer of 2025, Bruce and I spent quite a bit of time making this website 720 compliant, which meant that renters couldn't see everything. Okay? All right. So on the left, absolutely. Okay. No, we can check and see if you're still there. Okay. Sorry, Bruce. He wanted to know if he signed up a few years ago, and then he wanted to know what he needed to do. So Terry's going to check right now for him. Right. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Okay. So if you were a renter or just someone searching to look at our website, you will see our activities, which are public. And on that activities page, people see a list of all the activities that happen, like card games and Aggie's Attic and all that stuff. Everything that we do here in Saddlebag is there. Exercise, pool, you can see it all there. So it just gives them an idea of the things that we do here at the park, which is nice for someone who's looking for a nice place to live. They can see all that information. And then it has our governance documents. And when we were trying to decide where to put these governance documents, it was really awesome because Bruce was just a new owner at the time. And he had said it would be really nice for those people that are looking for a place to live to see our governance documents. So we put them all there. So, and according to Statute 720, we can post those. They are public record. So it just goes into our articles of incorporation, our bylaws, and common area rules. So at the very top of your cheat sheet, it says slroa.com. It's okay. Okay. So then it goes into properties for sale or rent. No, this is a website. The other ones are Facebook pages. And we can help you later, Diane, okay? Perfect. Okay, so then you're gonna go into properties for sale or rent. And you can search by category. So you can search homes for rent, homes for sale, RVs for rent, or RVs for sale. Okay? So any questions so far? So that's what a renter or someone searching our website can see. That's all they can see. They cannot see anything else. Oh, just a second.
Yeah, no, a renter
Sorry.
can see some of the content. They do
Okay.
have credentials. They can log in, but they don't see the financials and they
Right.
don't see board activity, those
Okay.
kind of things. So, but they do have an account and they can get further into the
Okay.
system.
Yes. Yes, no, they can register. That's right. So then so then behind the scenes, we have the ability to decipher renter or homeowner, which then, when they go to log in, determines what they can and can't see on our website. Yes. So that wouldn't work. So they would just go to slroa.com and they would only see those 3 items. So that's, yes. You don't have to register. No, no. Terry.
If the person is a renter and they try to log on and say that they're a renter, then sometimes I'm aware that they're renting because I'm the one that okays the access or being able to register. And if not, I will contact the owner of the property that they indicate that they're staying at to see, okay, is this person renting your property? So then they would be allowed to register. But as Kim said, if it's just wanting to explore, yeah, they can only see the public part.
And what's really nice about it is they would only have, if they're looking for a place to rent in here, all they would have to do is go in there and search by category, rent. If they had an RV, they could search on the RV spaces for rent, or if they wanted a place to stay, a house, they would just search house for rent. Okay? You're welcome. Okay. So we'll go to the, please. So here it's really important that you understand that your username has to be your email address. Okay? Now, so this sheet that I gave today, so once you go to board, so now these are all the drop downs you're going to see. So once you go to board, if you open that up, on this sheet, it tells you what you're all going to find under board, okay? So we won't go through it all, but you can see that anything that pertains to the board, their board business, our agendas, our board roster, meeting minutes, meeting schedules, president's messages, everything to do with the board is right here. All the correspondent, everything. Anybody have questions? No? Terry?
Or even if you are here and you want to attend the board meeting on Zoom, the very last tab under the board is the Zoom meeting, or say you haven't been able to watch it in real time or come in real time, you can see it there. The other place to be able to find it, the Zoom information and the posting is in the Saddlebag Express Facebook group, but that's one of the ones that's most used, I would think.
Thank you, Terry. Okay. Any more questions before we leave board? Okay. So the next one is calendar. So this calendar is pretty awesome. You can print it. You can do lots of searches on it. So you can change. So if you're looking to see what is in March, you can change that to March. You would just go March and go, and it'll change it to March for you. Then you can search by category. So let's go to dances. So this shows you the dances that are happening in the month of March. So you can go in there and do any searches you want from the drop-down box. And again, it's printable. And I did print one, and it's great because you can hang it on your fridge if you want to. But now we're doing it in the Express, so. So as you can see, it gets pretty full. So what happens is, because it does get full, it loses some of its information just because it gets full. So if you search by category, that information would be there for you. Okay. Next, we could go to committees. Sorry, Bruce. Oh, sorry, clubs. Sorry, Bruce. So these are all the clubs that we have at Saddlebag today. So when this page was developed, can you just go to the fishing club as an example? It actually shows you, it gives you lots of information. So if you're looking for, you want to call someone on the fishing club, it gives you all that information. It tells you who their president, their secretary, and their treasurer are. If your husband or yourself want to join the fishing club and you want to know when their meetings are, it's all posted right here. It gives you phone numbers and emails, and it tells you all about the fishing club. So we've done that for every club. We don't have a last updated.
No, we do a good job of staying in touch with the clubs to make sure the
Right.
information is current. As a matter of fact, when we get to committees, I'll show you that we did an update. I did an update
Right.
last week to one of them.
Yeah.
So
And on board roster, we've already updated that Pam and I are on the board with our bios and our pictures. So that happened last night, yesterday. No. Yes. So every year we try to reach out to the clubs at the end of the season because we know that's when your executive change. So then if they've made changes, we just ask them to forward them to us. And if they want to make any updates, we ask them to let us know. Just noticed that their membership says $5, and I'm going to reach out to Chuck because I think they increased it to 10. So that's all about the clubs. So if you want to know what they do and when they meet and who their executive are, it's right there for you. So then we'll go to committees. So these are all the board committees today. So there's 13 of them. So if you want to go to communication, I haven't updated it. Oh, so here, today It tells us everything about what we're trying to do as a communication team. It provides you who's your board rep, who's the chair, and who's on the committee. And then it provides you with your primary contacts, their phone numbers, and their emails. So that's for every committee. It's a really good resource for information. If you have a question about a certain committee, you can go in here and you can contact those people.
You mentioned keeping things updated, so the emergency preparedness had a session a week or two ago, and a workshop, and we video recorded that workshop, and now here we have a link to that video right in their committee page. So again, to your point, we try very, very hard to keep the information current and accurate, because a stale website is the worst thing in the world.
Right. Thank you, Bruce. So next is community services. So and everything's in alphabetical order. We decided alphabetical's better because then it's easier to find. So it's Ag Exotic, CAP, CERT, everything is in here. Can you click on Ag Exotic? So this just gives you information about Ag Exotic, and it tells you the exact location of Ag Exotic in the park with a little map. And then what you accept. So we keep this up to date when anyone from Ag Exotic provides us with information on what you're looking for and what you're not looking for. We go and update this page. Yes, Marcia? We need to change that. They're open Monday to Friday, Bruce, so we'll need to update that. They're not open Saturdays anymore. Thank you, Marcia. So then, financials. So this is where Judy would put Judy would give us the information, and we would put the budget reserve schedule, the monthly financials, the reserve study, and the yearly audit. And we decided to keep this separate because a lot of people just want to look at the financials. They don't want to have to go through the board stuff. So it's just easier to keep it separate. And then our newsletters and weekly reports. So this is the Coffee Klatch Manager's Report. So this is a report Chad gives every week at Coffee Klatch. And I keep 6 weeks of reports on there. And if there was a week, but with the sand mine stuff being so crazy, I didn't always put no report that week. But you can see that we do try to keep 6 or 7 weeks of reports on there. And then we have the Saddlebag Express under there and Sunshine Report. And you can also, can you scroll to the bottom of the page there? The home page, Bruce? So you also see that we have it as quick links. So this week in Saddlebag, the Sunshine Report, and the Manager's Report. So if you just want to find them quickly, they're right there on the home page at the bottom. And the Express, right there. Do you have a question, Terry? So this week in Saddlebag is just there. I don't keep it anywhere else on the website because it's just a review of what's happening that week. But if you were to go into a newsletter and weekly reports, I keep 6 weeks on there. And same with the Sunshine Report.
Minutes, financials, that type of thing, they're there for 13 months because sometimes people do want to go back and check what happened at a board meeting.
Thank you, Terry. Okay, so the next one is owner resources. Again, it's in alphabetical order. It's alerts and events, the emergency preparedness. Again, we put our governance documents here. New articles, owner forms. So can you go into owner forms there? So this is the boat slip wait list sign up. If you want to electronic voting opt-in, email authorization, Greenway form, owner information, when you're preparing to leave Saddlebag, and if you're interested in an SLOA committee, and the storage wait list, sign up. So all of that is right there.
Yeah, so any form that you would normally go to the office to get, you can get from the website.
And print it yourself. So when we were building this website, we really tried to think of ways to have owners be able to do things for themselves and not always have to go into the office for things. The phone book, which Diane updates monthly, is more current here than what you would get at the beginning of the season. Okay? I love it because when I've been out and about, I will say that people have texted me and asked me if I could give them so-and-so's phone number. So I go here, I open up the phone book, and I'm able to send it right to them. So this is a really good, and then I say, and by the way, if you're not on the SLOR website, you should sign up because it's always current. And can you go to that payment portal? I love this payment portal. So under owners, resources, there. So all you have to do is click on Steinbaugh Incorporated, and it takes you right to the Sync system. So Sync is the way you can pay your fees online. And when you're in Canada, back home, I love it because I just go here and pay my fees. It's perfect. Okay, next is our projects. So this lists the admin building, the maintenance building, and the sewer project. So this is where we would keep all our documents for those projects. So that if you want any information, you can go right here to get that. Terry.
For example, saying all our documents, I'd say that there are updates about the projects. It's not like you're going to find blueprints or things like that. So,
Thank you, Terry. And then we'll go to Request Manager. We get a lot of questions about this. So this is where you would go if you needed to send Chad something that you thought needed fixing or bring to his attention or bring to the board's attention. So what happens is you would click on Submit New Request, and then you would select the type of form. So attention request, can you click on that? So you would go in here and you would put your name, and what's lovely is it automatically populates your email address. So you get a copy once you submit it. Then you're gonna put the nature of the request. It could be, we noticed that the line across that rope across the pool was broken. Most people would go in, but some people would just, if it's late at night, they'd go in here, fill it out. You'd type in all of the details, click submit, and the next morning, Chad goes in here and starts reviewing these, and he would start assigning them to the proper people to handle.
You could also attach a photo or a document. Here in the bottom, you've got an option here to attach something to the request. So it could be a picture that you had taken of something
Right.
in the park.
An example is a fire out at the back. So if someone's having a fire and we know there's a burn ban on, you can put all that information right in here with a picture. Okay? So these do get looked at every week. some of the information, some of these attention request forms do go to the board for handling because it could be a board matter, not a Chad or maintenance team or a Shane or Beth matter, but they do get looked at and they do get attention. And then this is a storage request. So you can go in here and say that you'd like a storage area at the back, and then it gives you what space would you like. Do you need a shed? Do you need 20, 30, 40, or I think 40 feet? So all of that you can do right online instead of wasting paper, right? And then at the very bottom, wait lists. You can just click on that. And it'll say boat slipper storage area. So you can go right in there and you can see if there is a wait list for any of those items, for any of the boat slips or the storage area. And as you can see, the storage area has no wait list at this time. So when it says, sorry, Terry. So Terry was saying, can you tell if there's any available, or are you asking what's available? The size, you mean? So no, we don't have that available. But you can then fill that request in, and then they'll let you know if your size is available. So that's the website in a nutshell. We've really tried to organize it very thoughtfully and in a way that's easy for owners. But if you have any feedback, we're open to feedback. If you see something that's missing, let us know, because we're always looking to improve it. We have almost 500 people on this website now. It is very user-friendly. When we were looking at companies to go through, this was just like, we interviewed lots of people about this particular site, and they've been awesome. We can put in tickets if we think that there's some changes that we'd like to see happen, and they're very willing to help us and work with us. So it's been awesome. So do we have any questions?
One thing, like one of the things that I do with the website, as Kim explained before, is when the registration, when a new owner or renter wants access to the website and they fill in the registration, it comes to me and then I okay it. If, like I had one recently that a person said they were owning a property, it wasn't on the deed. I reached out to them and said, from what I know, this person is the owner. I haven't heard back from that person. Most times, because of my work with the election, I have a pretty good idea of who's an owner and not an owner. I just click. Anyways, I do get some requests from people who have forgotten their passwords. Your login is easy to remember because it's your email address. The old website, I could see people's passwords, which probably wasn't good for confidentiality. But with this website, I can't see it. So I'm no help if you've forgotten your password. But if you have forgotten your password, you can click on that, or also there's a way to reset your password too. So, but I can't help you.
Thank you. So this, so I created this sheet because I was in training. So I really think it's important to do a quick tips and tricks. So I thought it was awesome that, you know, you can just go to owner resources and say, oh, the phone book's under there. So all I have to do is go into the website, click owner resources, and my phone book's there. or I can find owner forms or owner services, or, oh, I can pay my fees here. So, I understand. So what Diane does try to do is once it's sold or once it's rented and they tell her about it,
That's the thing.
right?
I just wonder, and this is only thrown out to think about,
Right.
is, okay, we're gonna put this rent on there, and it's only gonna be on there for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have it rented, you come back and tell us what we've been renting. So
Yeah.
it's 7, 8 months behind,
Right.
I'm not telling you.
No, 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 no. We want suggestions. We want recommendations. This is, right. Yep. No. So when a house is pending now, she can change it to pending. So yes, so you'll be able to see that. Right. Correct. So Steve's comment was about the houses on rentals on the website and just how can we do better at making sure they're kept current. But it's up to the owner to. Yes. Yep. Right.
Well, I rented that 3 weeks ago.
Right. So Diane's really worked to establish a really good rapport with the real estate agents that list in here. And so they've been really awesome. Like Chrissy Bender, I know the other day she sent, I can't even remember the list, like 4 or 5 that are pending. So she shares that with Diane. Diane shares it with us, but then she goes into the website and shows them as pending. So she's really worked hard to do that because she takes a lot of pride in trying to make sure this is kept as current as possible. You're welcome. So it was just a comment about under owner resources, Bruce, about Polk County information. And I think we made that change, was it a year or so ago? People were asking if we could provide more information. So that, perfect. Thank you, Marcia. Anybody else? So if your friends couldn't make it today, this sheet is going to be in the rec hall in that document holder just outside the washrooms. So we've now posted a communications holder and the Saddlebag Express, and this will be in there. Anything else? Okay, thank you. Oh, just a minute, thank you. Oh, Terry.
So, one of the things that I can check is what's called the access log. So it shows everyone who has registered at some point, and it shows when they last, for example, logged in. Of the people that are here, there are a couple of people that have logged in fairly recently. There are other people that haven't logged in for a long time. And there are 2 people who have never registered on the website. So if you, Diane and Bonnie, if you wanted to stay back for a minute and then we could get you signed up on the website. So, okay.
Perfect, thank you. So yeah, so every month, not every Monday, I should say the first Monday of the month while we're in high season, Bruce and I are at Coffee Clutch on the first Monday of every month. So if you have questions or suggestions or just need help, please see us after Coffee Clutch. We usually sit out at the back there, and we're more than willing to help you, because we really do believe that this is a really good website, and it's got so much information in it, and you can really self-serve a lot of the stuff that Saddlebag has to offer. Thank you.